Oh,
It's a not a bro romance, woman romance.
a woman romance.
Woman romance.
Oh, we're supporting each other on this amazing
Yeah.
journey of life.
And what is great for me, because she's such a good student. She's learned so
I wanted
well.
a gold star.
Gold star, such a good student that I'm quite selfish now because I know she can support me now. So
We support each other.
Tap on tap. You're on tap, Alison, aren't you?
We are.
On tap, yes. For any time we, because there's always going to be things that are a little bit deeper that we need to clear and can't do by ourselves with the tapping, and that's any practitioner, any expert on EFT will tell you that they need that support, and we all do, because we might know what's causing it, but sometimes it's so embedded that we need that support, just somebody else who can see it or guide us through where we need to go and to work with us with it. So yes, I'm very grateful for Alison for that, because I can be open, honest, and that's the thing with both of us. We can just be real. We can be ourselves.
That to me, it's just. I know and a lot of people who know me is that I've kind of have got this, like, I used to say, I've got this crazy side. I'm a bit crazy, and I really thought that was a bad thing. But my use in vocabulary as well has changed. At first it would be crazy. Well, now I'm authentically creative, and
Yes,
I like that.
But also crazy is good. My
Yeah.
daughter, because I go do this wild swimming, don't I? And we go, and it is cold, I must admit, but it's so amazing when you are doing it. And it isn't about the swim, it's about my friends I go with. I call them my swimming sisters. And the moment we get, as Jackie put a thing on Facebook about it, the moment we meet, it's the whole connection thing. And the swimming is no longer than about 7 or 8 minutes. But my daughter said, Mum, you're crazy. And I go, yeah, I'm quite happy being crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy's good, isn't it?
And it's funny actually, because I really did think, I'd assumed that crazy meant I'm going to be Jack Nicholson in One Foot in the Grave. Alison, she's gone off on one.
I always think of that song, Crazy.
Oh, crazy for being
so lonely.
so lonely. There's a little bit of a pop singer coming there. Yeah.
Crazy. And that's what, and it's funny, isn't it? Both of us have different interpretations. So the thought that comes in when I go, I'm crazy, is that song.
Yeah.
And it takes me right back to when I first heard it and the situation that was happening there. And the same, you think of the film. So it just goes to show how different and unique we are, depending on what memories we have and what beliefs we've taken on and what situations we've been in, isn't it? Because how comes you didn't think of the song, and how comes I didn't think of the film?
Yeah.
So it's really interesting.
It is because you automatically assume that the other person is interpreting it exactly how you
the
are.
Same way as
Oh
you.
my! And how many times I know I've done other people's thinking for them, or I've gone, oh my God, I was terrible. Oh no, I didn't
done
like
last
that.
Week, didn't I, with a certain person where I thought I'd offered my services, and I thought he really didn't want me to I was going to say service him. Cancel that
Let's
one.
cancel that one.
Cancel that one.
Are you in resistance?
Not when I'm servicing, no.
Oh, I love
Cancel
it.
that. That'll have to be cuts. That one cuts. You do realise that we have a team of photographers.
Yes, and actually, why would we cut it?
No, definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
isn't it great? It's like, let that be, because this is part of it. How often do we take time just to have that laugh, or especially now you kind of think, well, I can't say that and I shan't say that, and actually being authentically true is doing that.
It's
So
fantastic,
I shall service somebody else
So,
as well.
so in the moment that I had this conversation with this person, I took away, after sharing what I thought that we could bring to support what he wanted to create, I came away with, oh my God, I did that was crap. He don't want me. He don't understand what I'm doing. He don't get me. And the whole thing was really heavy. So I was in this space. So I spoke to my good friend Alison about it, because it really weighed on me. And then just before I spoke to her, I thought, I'm just going to send a message to this person and say, I'm really sorry. I felt like I come across unclear, I felt a bit driven because of the time, and maybe you might not want us to go and support this venture, and that's perfectly okay. So I was being really authentic and honest in that moment, and he came back straight away with, no, I love your idea.
Oh,
I think
my
it's
goodness.
fantastic. So it's amazing. My head said that I'd said it all wrong. He don't know what I'm doing. He don't know what I've been up. He doesn't know all the experience I've had, and he don't want me on board, and that's fine. I mean, that's fine, and I've got a problem with that. That's fine. But what was good for me in that moment, I actually got clarity from him unknowingly. I shared with him how I felt about, I think I come across unclear. We had time limit. I felt a bit driven, and maybe this time we'll not come and do this with you because you've already got a curriculum for the day. So I was open and honest, and then he come straight back and went, no, I absolutely love your idea. Just send me some details of what you'll be using, like the emotional scale and other things. So wasn't that for me, that whole, I could have sat there with that for days. Like my old pattern of behaviour will be, I'll sit with it for days. He don't want me. He thinks I'm useless. Well, it wasn't him thinking I was useless. It was me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That I ballsed it up. Oh my God, I'm so guilty. I didn't put it across properly. And it was all about me not valuing myself when you skim that back. Where that wasn't how it was. And it goes back to you saying how we think of different things when we were saying crazy and what it meant to you.
And it's that, isn't it? We don't always value ourselves, or we do other people's thinking for them.
Yeah,
it's just so powerful. I mean, I think all of us, we've been for a stage where you've made something up in your mind so much that when it actually happens, it's nothing like you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as you expected it to be, but the fear behind that, that false evidence appearing real. And I remember that was one of the analogies that made me think, fear, false evidence appearing real. But it takes time to practice. It's like when we do that tapping and that self-discovery. Initially I thought, right, I'm going to come, dedicate some time, have a couple of sessions, and I'm going to be great. The world's going to be okay. Oh no, just give me a few sessions. And it's actually that journey, coming back for me, that journey of, oh my goodness, I've developed and grown, and having that opportunity to do that. And even though some things you can deal with, which is I love EFT, you can clear them so quickly, and then you might get another core belief or that other issue
and
that
it
comes
opens up an avenue. But and it's the understanding I feel for me is that this is my journey. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and go, right, I don't need to do FT, I don't need to clear anything, because we've got a lifetime things that we've accumulated and we're clearing, which to some people might feel, well, that's weighty, but it's not, because it lightens our load every time we clear stuff. And the more you practice EFT, the more whatever you're clearing is lighter. So I think, thinking back to your experience, that I can't even remember the first event we cleared, but the first situation was the toughest. And then because you've cleared the event that has caused the beliefs, the experience of your life. So I had worked with someone this week where she had a major experience when she was 2, and her life story was about that experience when she was 2. She felt rejected at 2, and then every couple of years she felt rejected again through different circumstances, and every 2 years, it was every 2 years. So she got to a point in her life where she was totally depressed right now, anxious, couldn't make decisions because she felt totally useless, because that accumulation of all the memory, because we have a memory in our subconscious, that's like the video, we can replay it, and then we have an emotional memory attachment. So every single time she had a situation where she felt unloved and unworthy, it built up in her energy, in her body, and it was very heavy. So you imagine she's like in her 30s now.
Carrying
Can
that.
you imagine carrying that and still try? So what she became, and I can relate to this, was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
People pleaser.
Totally.
Oh, I've got because I didn't think that anybody loved me, so now I'm gonna unknowingly make people love me.
Yeah.
They're gonna like me. I'm gonna do things.
I'm going to
for
do
them.
absolutely everything I possibly can, and it doesn't matter about the pressure
No,
we put on
don't matter,
ourselves.
yeah,
no,
no.
and we've, you know, oh yeah, Alison, or she's good at
Yeah.
it because of that people pleasing.
Yeah.
And do you think how many people out there?
Yeah, and I can relate to her situation because that's what happened to me from an early age. And that poor young girl was so stressed, anxious. You know, couldn't cope with her job. Could not even bear the pinging on her phone. As soon as the ping went, that was it. She had another life shock, or where she felt overwhelmed. And once we got to that, and she didn't even know that that was existing. You know, through the process of EFT, it's amazing how we're like detectives, aren't we?
Oh,
I love
and
it. I'm a love it.
I